Hey, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to Kitchen Conversations with me, Frank Kitchen. And I love that you joined me today because today I want to talk about something that's super important that I want to share with you. And I was reminded of it when I was making cookies, they're right over my shoulder here, with my daughter today. And what I was thinking about was this. Making the cookies with my daughter was a success. But in order to get that a success, we had to talk about failure. I mean, think about it. We always want to talk about success in our careers, our businesses, our communities, our organizations, but we never want to talk about failure because we assume failure is a negative. But often on stage, I share with people just like you that a burnt meal doesn't stop you from getting hungry. So as I go over here to the pan, I've got some cookies here right now, that we made up. But look what happened to one of the cookies. It got burnt. And I could see this as a failure, but a couple things happened. My son came down and he still ate one of the cookies. He said it was good. I'm like, hey, but it's burnt. But the other thing that happened was I learned. I learned the proper temperature and time to keep the cookies in the oven. And that's what we have to think about right now. Once I burned the cookie, I didn't give up and run away. Once we burned the cookie, I started to learn and discover how do we get that result that I want, because we still wanted cookies. But isn't it funny? If we're cooking or hanging out in the kitchen and we burn something, we figure a way to either remake it or adjust to it and get what we want. But in our life, when something gets burnt, maybe there's failure. We got fired, we lose a relationship, we have to move, we have to relocate, things don't turn out the way that we want. We get into a ball. We run away from things. We think negatively. We close ourselves in. We don't take any action. And that's what I wanted to share with you today in my kitchen, is this. You can't let a burnt meal stop you from being hungry. I mean, if you talk to any chef out there, and a chef is somebody you see as being successful in what they do, many times we focus so much on the success, we don't understand that in order for them to achieve that success, they had to fail. I mean, years ago when I used to work at Discovery Zone, as a little fun kids place, we had a diner, we had food, and we had, most importantly, popcorn. All of us at some point had to learn how to make popcorn. And the machine was a little just finicky, had some issues, and at some point, everybody burned the popcorn. And anytime you smelled burnt popcorn in the building, or you saw like some smoke and haze in the air, we usually said, hey, that's a new person. And then we said, let's go over here and teach them how to do this. And after a while, we all learned how to get better with the machine. And when new people came in, they'd see me make popcorn and go, man, you're so good at popcorn. You just must be great. I'm not good at it. And I go, no. I was like, I learned because I've burnt the popcorn before. I learned from failure. So my question for you is, what are some of the failures that you've had in your life? And most importantly, did you run away from it, or did you make some time to sit back and figure out what you learned? Throughout our life, we've always had failure. I mean, think about little kids. Kids fall down when they're trying to walk, and what do? They get back up. They learn how to balance themselves and go. They learn from that failure. Failure doesn't mean that something is completely negative. Failure just means that you're trying to learn. You're trying to advance. You're trying to grow. You're taking action. So for me, we had some burnt cookies today. There it is. But once we learned, we had 2 trays of great cookies that are half eaten right now because the kids and my wife love them and they're really good. So here's what I want you to do. Here's your call to action today to make sure that burnt meals in our life don't stop us from being hungry. You got to feed this hunger and belief that you have. So I want you to, number 1, I want you to go out there and think about, what do you want? What are you hungry for? Why do you believe you can get it? So write down a list of, all the things that you're hungry for. Just like going to a restaurant or a house, you start to think about what you want to cook, and when you believe in it, you make it happen. Now, at some point, you're probably not going to cook it right. So I want you to write down number 2 is, what are some things that you've burnt? And you need to ask yourself, did I stop trying to do it, or did I come back and try it again? Did I try to get better at it? What did you learn from that process? Write down that failure and what did you learn? Now from there, I want you to go find some chefs, okay? And these are people who are cooking up what you're hungry for. And I want you to go talk to those people, have a conversation. You can either find them by through a click or a swipe or a handshake or a phone call. But when you talk to them, don't focus so much on the success, because we can't compare success, but we can learn from their failures. Don't ask them how they're successful. Ask them what are some of the failures that they've had in the past and what did they learn. That's how we get better. That's how we learn what not to do. And then from there, guess what? Get out there and cook. Jump into the kitchen and start to work on it, because here's the funny thing. When we get into the kitchen, we don't think about burning things, right? We're thinking about what we're going to cook and how we're going to make it. We change our belief because all we're thinking about is what we want. Where our mind goes, our body follows. So what do you believe in? What are you going to cook? And guess what? Even if you burn something, you don't just go to bed and give up. Don't do that in your life either, personal or professional. When something goes bad, figure out, what did I learn? What do I want to make? What adjustments do I have to go do? If I don't know how to make those adjustments, reach out to some chefs who are going to go teach me, and then jump back in the kitchen and cook. And that's what kitchen conversations are all about. Sharing the truth with you openly and honestly. And some of the best conversations happen here in the kitchen. And that's why I need you to like or subscribe to videos like this, because every Monday I'm going to drop a video. And when you have friends who feel that there's a negative thing that happened in their life, something that they burnt, and they're going to give up, send them over here to YouTube to check me out and let them know that anything is possible, but nothing is easy. But as long as you stay hungry, anything's possible. I'll talk to you later. Jump into that kitchen, everybody. Let's cook.